Good day, everyone. Welcome into Edie's Attic. My name is Jennifer, and I'm here with your weekly love message. I was channeling the song At Last by Etta James, and then it shifted to, what's his name? Jamie Foxx, Gold Digger. I was picking up the Etta James. I was getting this feeling that in this collective, there is a quick, swift reuniting and union coming to fruition. This could be physical union or spiritual union. Because I feel for some of the people in this collective listening, you may have felt a disconnect from your person, but yet you are still physically with them. You never actually physically separated. And then for others of you, you had a full, complete physical and spiritual separation from an individual. I was also picking up that this individual that you were in separation with was someone that decided to go back with someone from their past that they had some kind of commitment with, a long-term commitment with prior to you. And this is someone, for some of you, I was picking up that had a family. So they had children with this other individual. So it was this energy of them wanting to give it one more shot. It was almost like they were convinced, and someone that they were with pulled on their heartstrings and made them feel like this was the best alternative. This was the best path to go down. Let's do it for our family. Let's do it for the kids. We can try this one more time. So there's like this separation from you and your person because they decided to go back down a path with someone they had a long-term commitment with prior to you. But then I picked up on the song Gold Digger. And I'm getting with the Gold Digger song, it could be literal, but I'm also getting spiritual. Like they've realized that this other person was not just maybe taking from them financially, but they were draining them spiritually. They were using up all their time, all their energy, all their emotions, and they weren't getting anything back. So this person that decided to go back and rekindle and try to build or rebuild a life with a past person is finally seeing more clear because they gave it another chance. They're seeing more clear now that this isn't actually what they want for themselves. But I feel like they're in a stuck position, or they have been in a stuck position, because while they've been trying to build this relationship up and maintain a peaceful, cohesive family unit, their heart has been feeling somewhere else. And I believe that is with you, if this resonates. And that's why I'm really feeling with At Last, this feeling of finally, I see who I want to be with. I know where my heart belongs. I understand that we can still be kind to one another and loving to one another and respectful of one another without being committed and in a relationship together. So I feel like this person is really about to make some big, bold, swift moves in your direction with some kind of understanding and declaration of, this is what I have figured out. I am sorry. Will you forgive me? It took me having to go backwards to understand where I want to move forward to. That's just what I'm picking up today. So this isn't going to resonate with everyone. Of course not. but it's going to resonate with some of you. This is someone's story. This is someone's life right now that I'm picking up on. And I was also getting from Spirit in regards to soulmates and twin flames, and how I was hearing them say, especially for twin flame relationships or twin flame connections, if you feel like you're on that twin flame path, that loving and letting go is important here. When you love someone, you can let them go. Like, there's something about, sometimes we have to like live this path and walk the path of life and learn our lessons separated from our counterpart in order to flourish and to completely experience what we came here to experience. And for a lot of people that are on this twin flame path are feeling this energetic tug or pull constantly, back and forth, both sides. And Spirit was saying, you don't just need to physically let them go. You need to come to terms and energetically, spiritually, decide that this is it. You know, stopping the patterns of thinking and going over all the past cycles in your mind and the wondering and the hemming and the hawing. Because every time we give that connection our energy, it's keeping that connection alive, basically. Not that it would ever go away. If you're on that path, then it's never going to completely disappear. But it will give the two of you in this connection the space, energetically speaking, that you need in order to move on your own separate paths and have some kind of peace in your life, some kind of closure for the time being. And I feel like there's a lot of people really holding on to those last like little threads of this energetic connection and really like holding firm to, if they're my counterpart, I have to end up with them. I have to be with them. But Spirit was really putting out there today for me to say that a lot of you have very, very strong soul connections, soul bonds, and soul mates that are here to connect with and to be with and to establish good, healthy, wonderful relationships with. And I somehow feel like it's connected to this person who went backwards to discover that that wasn't their path, because I feel like there was a stronghold there, some kind of possibly twin flame connection. So that's kind of where this reading gets a little bit different, because if you're listening in and you're saying your person disconnected from you to go back to someone else, then there's a possibility that that person that they went back to is either A, a twin flame, or B, a false twin flame, where they feel this pull, this connection to. They also feel this pull towards you. Now, you gotta like really use discernment here, because there's so many different people and so many different kinds of connections. You really have to understand how your connection works, because for some of you, this is a soulmate, and this is going to be a very strong bond and connection. There's going to be a very healthy like relationship to come from this. But then we have, flip it around. If this feels like your twin flame, that might be Spirit saying that they're being pulled back toward you because of this underlying like energy connection that you have and the constant, cycling of thoughts in regards to one another, and that you guys just won't let it go. You won't let it, lie where it is and move on. And that might also turn out to be something that neither one of you need right now. And this could be tumultuous. It could be, I'm getting like a lot of chaos because you're not spiritually aligned yet to be in union. So with that being said, Not all twin flame relationships are going to be tumultuous. This is just for this reading. But this is definitely, Spirit really wanted me to talk about that for some reason in the midst of this love reading today, about soulmates and twin flames and needing space and needing to know when to let go of the overthinking because it's become obsessive and it's not healthy. And you're never going to be able to find peace within your life until you allow yourself to disconnect from that thought pattern. That aside, let's go into the reading. I want to know more about this masculine and what is it like? Why did he decide? I don't want to say why did he decide to go back to his prior relationship, but what is like the energy? What energy is he sitting in right now that he really, really feels compelled to move back towards this collective? Sometimes I don't even think I need to use the cards because I feel like I'm getting a lot more just tapping into the energy. But let's see what Spirit says. Telepathy. Do you hear me talking to you? I need you close to me right now. Please respond. Do you feel them talking to you? Are you feeling, like, again, that energetic tug on your system? They want to talk to you. They're trying to communicate to you. I feel like some of them are communicating to you through music. If you are heavy on social media, there's some kind of social media connection too, where it's like Morse code. I feel like you guys are stalking each other a little. I also think, or I feel that this person has been heavily thinking about you in the evening. At nighttime, have you been tossing and turning? Have you been up and down? Have you found yourself thinking heavily about them during the night hours when you should be sleeping? Because I'm thinking and feeling that that is when this person has the time and they're alone and it's quiet and they allow themselves to think of you in a very, very detailed way. And I think you're picking up on that. Confirmation, comment below if this is you, if you have been picking up on that, because that's what I'm picking up on right now, is that they're trying to speak to you. They're energetically tugging on you in the nighttime hours. So we have here power couple and player. You guys have the potential. You have all what is needed to create a power couple here. Both of you are extremely successful in whatever it is that you do. And you're both very independent and strong-willed. The two of you have a lot of motivation and ambition. There's no denying that if the two of you were to come into union, that you guys literally could do anything you set your minds to. That's how powerful of a couple you two could be. But the problem is we have someone here that has player-like tendencies. Looking at the card, it says, immature lover that lacks emotional intelligence. Beware of their intentions. I also feel like they're hiding behind some kind of mask where they're trying to look tougher and more confident. Why am I getting like debonair? Suave. Rico suave. You know, like very feel like this is a person that is very charismatic. And see, they have the feminine here up on a little pedestal, making her feel like she is the one. She's up on her pedestal. She feels like she's being wooed. She feels dreamy and romantic and loved. But he's kind of like really not moving towards her with much aggression or force. It's very dainty. It's very like tiptoeing towards her and then pulling away a little bit. And with the player here, I feel like you know that this person has many people around him that would easily fall for his ways, his flirty ways, the way that he talks and how he moves. So you probably are thinking of this person and he's on your thoughts because he's heavily thinking of you, but you probably are feeling he's not thinking of me. He's probably thinking of one of the other 50 women that are lined up down the block just to talk to him. It says perfect pair. Why am I getting that not only because you feel like he's a player because he has so many love interests that surround him, and the whole situation with him going back to a past relationship in order to learn that lesson and move forward, you're kind of on this oh, I don't know, he seems really fickle. He seems like he's not very, decisive. He seems to go back and forth too much. But I'm getting that he also feels the same way about you. Not that either one of you are players, but it's appearing that way on both sides because I'm picking up that both of you are extremely attractive physically, and you both have a way with people. You're people persons. You guys know how to work a crowd. Perhaps you're in entertainment. You guys know how to talk to people, intermingle with people. People are easily drawn to you. I'm getting both of you might have a very, very powerful energy that it's that powerful energy of yours and theirs that draws people to you like moths to a flame. Neither one of you can help it. It's just who you are. It's just you could step outside looking any which way and completely, just walking with your head down and getting to your car or wherever you need to go and moving through and not really paying anyone any mind. And yet somehow, some way, someone always sees you and always comes to you. You're just those kinds of people. And a lot of it is being a light worker and having a high vibration and just, some people exude that kind of energy, and you both do. That's why you guys make a perfect pair. It says, we are perfect for one another. You match my vibe, and I love your energy. They see this 100%. I think you do too. They feel this, but there's also this disconnection between you two right now. Things are a little weird. There's no communication. Maybe if there is, it's very light communication, keeping it very G-rated and very professional because they went back to someone and you're respecting that. You respect that they wanted to try to make a family situation work. You're not about that. You're not about trying to destroy a family or a connection or a love. Like, you will take the high road and just, stay out of it. We have sweets. I pull this one quite often. It says, you are like candy, cake, and chocolate. The decadence of your soul makes me melt. You also might be really craving a lot of sweets right now, too. I know I have. And I don't eat sweets ever. And I have been like craving chocolate and donuts and cakes and all the sweets. Just give me all the sweets. I don't know what's gotten into me recently, but I just want sweets like crazy. So that might be another confirmation. If you're craving sweets like crazy, this reading might be yours. I'm also picking up another thing, random monkeys and gorillas, spiders. Those might be things that you're seeing a lot of right now, like popping up in your face every time you turn around, social media, on a billboard, wherever. We have patience here, followed by secrets, and then comfort zone. And I did split the deck, and we got soulmates. Let me move these down the line. And we got enchanted. Bottom of the deck, confused and planning. So this person, it's taken this person a lot of time. They have been moving, if you look at the card, at a snail's pace. They have been holding back and really deliberating and using good discernment and really putting a lot of attention and focus on not just this relationship with you or even with their past person, but with all of their relationships. And the one thing that they have not come clean about yet, and I say yet because I feel like they're about to, is that they still have these feelings for you. They've kept this very secret. They kept this very close to their chest. But they're about to release these fears in regards to you now having full clarity of the direction they want to go in, because they realize that you are a soulmate. So that is a validation in regards to going back to the beginning of the reading, as if this person is a twin flame or soulmate, like what kind of path are we on? We have heavy soulmate vibes going on here between you and them, which is great. And Spirit was saying earlier in the reading, if you didn't watch the other ones, or if this is on YouTube further back in the beginning of the video, that the soulmate connection here is going to be extremely healthy and peaceful and fruitful. They're enchanted by you. They're enchanted by the thought of you. They're enchanted by everything that pertains to you, and you are exactly what they want. But they've been very, very confused on how to basically plan this. How do I go about this? How do I do this? How do I reconnect? How do I break ties in this situation over here and move in that direction over there without looking like the player that they think that I am? How do I do this in a way so I can be with my soulmate, my perfect pair, my power couple? It's like they see it. They see it written all over you. They know you're the perfect match. They know you're going to be a power couple. They know that you've been extremely patient through all of this. So now they're in this energy. They're in this energy of planning, precision, very careful, not misstepping, crossing their T's and dotting their I's. They don't want to misstep here because something's telling me they did a few times already. And they know that from this point forward, every little thing that they do and how they move ultimately impacts everyone, especially if they have a family. So they can't be impulsive. They have to be very careful, but they also don't want to be too slow like they have been. They don't want to be too slow and lose you completely. You might be having some tension, and I'm thinking this is happening at nighttime. in your dreams, in your sleep, when you're tossing and turning, you might be having some random thoughts popping up in your head in regards to this person, and you're like, why am I thinking about them? Where did this come from? It's because they're thinking about you. Being together. Well, all the good cards are coming out today. Together, how we found each other. We are meant to be together forever and ever, for eternity. This person is heavily locked in. Like, you are like the end goal in this person's life. Happening suddenly, sooner than you thought. This is coming in super fast for whoever this reading is for. This person has made a decision. They know what they want, and you are it. They're like, I want collective. I have to have collective. I'm coming in, baby. I'm coming in hot. Like, carefully hot, but they're coming in. Let me see if I can get any kind of clarification on a time frame. Time frames, or like how quickly is this going to happen, to give you a heads up so you're prepared. Casual dating, not looking for anything serious, flirt and lust. So they might come in a little bit flirty at first to gain some kind of like some comfortable dynamic again between the two of you. And then we have a third person involved, someone coming in between. So they do have to still be very careful. It may be coming in quickly, but it's not going to happen over the next couple days. It's going to be a little bit longer than that, because they don't want the third party to interfere or create some kind of chaotic blockage in this, choice that they're making. They got to make sure that that area, that relationship has good closure, ends in a very respectable way, is done in a loving fashion and not harsh or cold. They don't want to have any problems down the road with this other individual. If there is another individual, that's not everyone's story. But I was also getting from Spirit that this third party that this person went back to isn't even necessarily, for some, a physical person. It could have been a lifestyle, a habit, something like a pattern that they would constantly go back to because that was their comfort zone. That's where they felt good at. It could be addictions. It could be working too much. It could be an association or a club that they're a part of. But there's something that they would always pull back from you and go into that direction. If it is a person with whom they have a family with, they want to make sure that it's closed out in the right way before completely moving in your direction. So when they do come toward you, and I picked this up off the floor, it's someone who has a beard or facial hair, that might resonate. But when that person does come toward you, it's going to start out in a very casual manner. So that way there's some kind of, groundwork laid. But once everything is set, and once they've fully committed to separating themselves from this third path, whichever that might be, is when they are going to come in completely full force in this energy of, all right, let's do this. You're my person. I want to be with you. Will you have me? Let's go. Let's start our life, like right now. So let's pull some letters and see what we get, and we're going to wrap this up. So let's see. We have GT, G and T. I don't know. Hold on. GT. I've been seeing 333 and 1221 a lot over the last few days. X marks the spot, and FX, the TV channel. R and I, rig. Maybe someone works on a rig, like an oil rig. Fix, maybe a mechanic, someone that fixes stuff. E, U. Oh my gosh, can't even see if these nails are so big. And then we have E. I'm getting gut, get, B, bit. Someone might be having problems with like intestinal issues lately, bathroom problems. I'm also picking up IBD, IBS, IB. We don't have a D, but we have O, Beowulf. Someone might be really into wolves. M, and we have H. Let's do like two more, and then another F, and oh, we got our D for our IBD. D, ride. Someone might like to ride motorcycles and bikes. Grid, mid. I don't know, but I'm gonna put the bet. Someone might like to gamble a lot. That could be the third party they went back to, is the gambling addiction. All right, so as I was saying, I'm gonna put the letters up on the screen for you as you watch the video, and discern the words that you see. These could be initials for the first, middle, last name of you or your person. I'm also picking up fall birthdays. This could be for you or your person, but I feel like someone just had a birthday or is going to have a birthday soon. I was getting that really strongly at the beginning of this reading. So anyways, hopefully this helped. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like and comment. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye. Mwah.